This is Deuteronomy 30:7. And it says, And Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. I like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. Double honors to the apostle elders, the great millstone who rule well. And salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shati from the Chicago camp coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. And this precept was inspired by this older, nice looking Ishmaelite mommy talking about how now the family unit of Ishmael is falling to pieces. So we're going to let her speak and then we're going to get some scripture.
Wild and offensive with my videos because I think it's time somebody digs deep into our culture, into our people to figure out what is going on upstairs with our women. Divorce is on the rise more than ever among Middle Easterns, whether they live in the Middle East or abroad. And just like we saw among westernized countries like America, when the women became independent is when the family structures collapsed.
Whoa, say that again for me, sister.
Among westernized countries like America, when the women became independent is when the family structures collapsed. They collapsed to the point where now women are waking up and saying, you know what? I want a home again. I want my kids to have a healthy home. Well, the Middle Easterns are not there. We are at the point where we are collapsing because not only are women independent asking for a divorce, but we also have culture shock. A lot of our women are extremely spoiled. Yes, I said it. A lot of our women are extremely spoiled. And the men cannot keep up. What is happening with our women? We went from a point where Arab men used to tell each other, marry her young, so you can raise her your way, which is not right either. Come to find out, you cannot raise a woman because we get to a point where we know what we want. And did you guys know that 70% of divorces are initiated by women? And of those women, 90% of them are college educated. Are they sick of the abuse and they want out because they know they can support themselves? Or do they no longer want to make the sacrifice for their marriage? Let's talk about it.
You heard it. Now now the Ishmaelites are starting to experience what it is to have a dysfunctional home by having a rebellious woman. Okay? And as she said in this video, that America was the spearhead for a lot of this stuff because for some time when this country was created, you have to remember that the society, the way of life was designed strictly for the wealthy Edomite man. All right, and knowing that they couldn't hog all the wealth or make it at least look like they were hogging all the wealth, they allowed for the low level peon, idiot Edomite men to enjoy some of the spoils with them. Okay, that's what this country was originally designed for. They didn't include their own women. But see, over time, guess what? Women got a chance to vote. Then they got a chance to get loans and get cars and own businesses. Next thing you know, oh, we can pay for your housing. We can pay for your medical. We can pay for your food. We can pay for your schooling. Oh, guess what? You're equal to a man. You don't have to keep that child. It's your body, it's your choice. And see, that poison affected many of the American women, which is why they're now in the position that they are today, bugged out, strung out, alone, burdened with kids, burdened with debt, with the burden of not having kids, with no prospective man or suitor in sight, and many other things. Okay, and all these things have contributed to the destruction of the family household. All these devices helped in the destruction of the household. And let me get that in 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. And it says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Many of these women were ignorant of the devices of Satan and they fell for it. Okay? Giving them what they now have, so called liberty and freedom. But the only thing that results with a woman having freedom, as we see today, is absolute chaos. And as the scripture says, with the whole world viewing this and women not perceiving that these things given to women were for their detriment and not for their benefit, now they want to do the same thing that the women in America are doing. And this is why it says Jeremiah 51 and 7. It says, Babylon hath been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad. Now you have Ishmael trying to be a strong, independent woman. Now you see them bucking up at their man. You see how excited they were about being able to drive and finally getting cars. All right. Now you got Ishmaelite bitches coming over to America trying to twerk. And when I was growing up back in the 80s, because I'm 44 years old now, you would never, ever catch an Ishmaelite woman doing anything out of order. Never would you see such a thing. But now they've been around all these American girls, these American women have had a chance to go over there and do their thing, and they're just like, oh, damn, that looks kind of fun. I'm tired of wearing this hijab. I'm tired of wearing these burqas. I want to wear some different type of clothes. I want to twerk. I want to get drunk. I don't want to be tied down. I don't want no arranged marriage. So now they starting to smell themselves. Now Ishmael is catching that headache. All right, we all remember that story. I think, was it in Chicago or was it in Illinois? All right, you had some Ishmaelite man who was here over in America. He had a wife, and I think he had a daughter or two daughters, something like that. And after working hard the majority of his life to provide for his wife and his daughter, I think the wife wanted to leave him, or I think the wife wanted to leave him or something like that. She wanted to get a divorce. It was something that was highly disrespectful. The husband just put her and the daughter to death. Okay? The only person he didn't put to death was his son. That's right. He had a wife, a daughter, and a son. Because his wife and his daughter had been in America for so long that poison seeped in. And after years of being with him and him working hard and them looking at him, and they just like, I just want a divorce. I don't want to be with you anymore. Just like that. And he put them in the spirit world. And then she said, then you got the flip side to that. Then you got men that are just spoiling the hell out of their women. Well, I bought my woman a $10,000 product. Well, I bought my woman a $30,000 product bag. Well, I just brought my woman a Louis Vuitton $100,000 bag. And it's just like, it just keeps, like she said, it keeps going up and up and up. The standard, so-called standard, keeps going up to the point where these women are spoiled, and it's the men's fault. All right, because they spoil these women to the point where they're actually worshiping them and putting the woman above them. And the Lord did not design the order of the family that way. As the scripture said, I will have you know at the head of every man. 1 Corinthians 11 and let me see. I'm going to start from the top. 1 Corinthians 11 and 1. Be ye followers of me, even as I also am in Hamashiach. And what is one thing that we know Yahweh Shai believed in? Order. Order. All right. As the scripture says, do all things decently and in order. The Lord is not the author of confusion. Order. Yahweh Shai is all about order. Let me read this again. 1 Corinthians 11 and 1. Be followers of me, even as I also am of Hamashiach. Now I praise you, brethren, that you remember me in all things and keep the ordinances as I delivered them to you. And what's one of those ordinances? But I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, meaning the man's leader, the man of the household, his leader, his guide is Yahweh Shai. And it says, and the head of the woman is the man. And the head of Hamashiach is Yahweh. So the order is Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, the man, and the woman. Okay? So it was not meant for men to be spoiling their woman to such a point where they put them on a pedestal, and these women have got it in their mind like they are the prize. Now these women are like, well, if you can't, you claim that you are rich. If you can't buy me $125,000 bag like you did this chick, then I don't know if I can be with you. And even she says like the man can't keep up. And all this chaos, all this strife, all this division and discord is happening in the Ishmaelite home because these curses are falling upon them. It is time for not only Ishmael, but many of these other nations to start experiencing the same headaches that we have been going through as Israelite men in this captivity. All right. And one of the main headaches that we have had in this captivity, outside of struggling with this flesh, dealing with bad Uncle Esau, is the woman. As the scripture tells us in the Apocrypha, First Ezra and 25. Wherefore a man loveth his wife better than father and mother. Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sake, spoiling these women. So much to the point where they're just like, well, we don't, you got to do better. If you can't, the next man will. It says, many also have perished, have erred, okay, allowing that wickedness to penetrate the household, and sin for women. This is what has happened now since all these devices have been given to women for their detriment and not their benefit. All right, now, as the scripture said, they have liberty to gad abroad, to do whatever they want to do. And we have seen that whatever they want to do has led to destruction. It has led to the destruction of the man, of the woman, of the child, of the household. See, now these Ishmaelites are going to realize how it is to truly be sleeping with the enemy. They're going to know about all the headache that we had to undergo in this captivity, being next to a woman who did not have our best interest at heart, who bit the fruit of the serpent, and now the only thing she knows how to do is look out for herself and be prideful and be rebellious. And as I always say to the brothers, it's a beautiful thing to watch the curses fall on our enemies. Because, see, now they're starting to realize that what we were saying was not all talk, and that when the Lord got it out for you, it ain't nothing you can do to get up out the jam. Well, y'all need to take control of y'all women. Y'all need to let them go with what's going on. See, in our culture, we don't allow our women. All right, dude, your time's coming, and guess what? It's now. So that's all I wanted to say on this. I hope you all were edified. Till next time, we're going to say shalom.